Hey guys, I wanted to just touch base with the video that I made yesterday morning. It was just like, actually, it was not a full video, it was a video snippet, the video short, a minute long video that I talked about tarot and the law of assumption. I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth on that topic because I really only got to do just a very little tiny snippet of what um, basically what I said about, your specific person and using tarot and the law of assumption and those things combined. Um, I wanted to talk more on that topic because, you can only say so much in that minute video. And really, this is, I think, a topic that deserves a little bit more than a minute. If you're somebody who's into law of assumption, but you also like tarot, or you do your own tarot readings, or you like to listen to tarot readings on YouTube, or you go to somebody professionally and get them done, doesn't matter where or whichever type or person you're going to, or you're doing it yourself, or you watch them on YouTube. Um, I was going to tell you a little bit of history of how I even started getting into tarot. It it was started because of an SP, actually, back in 2018, when we broke up, and I was just, scrolling through my news feed on YouTube, and I noticed these, tarot readings on love and like, how does this person feel about you now that you've broken up, or whatever the title was, caught my eye, right? So I'm checking them out, and then I start finding myself listening more and listening to them more and more and more and more and more over the years. And it took me like forever and ever and ever to like heal through the breakup. I mean, this was somebody that I knew in school when we were really young. I was in love with him since I was 11 years old. And then like throughout like our adulthood, though, we went separate ways. I mean, even though as teens, because he had to move far away, but like I never forgot about him and I always loved him. And I always thought we'd end up back together one day. And well, we never really were together. We were like kind of like best friends. But in my mind at that time, when I was, a kid, we were like, 11, 12, 13 years old when we knew each other. And like, I just was so crazy about him. I just always thought we'd end up together. Anyways, enough of that. So that's a little bit of how I started to get into listening to tarot. And then eventually, after listening to them for about 3 years, 3.5 years, 4 years, however long I was listening to them on and off, mostly about him, because I mean I was waiting around for him that long. And I know that sounds crazy, it's like a few years, but whatever. I was crazy about him, okay? I loved the man. Anyways, so I thought I can do tarot. And so I started to buy my first tarot deck, and I started to really get into it, and trying to memorize all of the cards, all the 72 cards of the minor and major arcana and all that. And it took me a little while, and sometimes I still will forget, like, 'cause, I haven't practiced like most people tell you, like practice like 3 or 4 hours right when you first start and all that. But I never really did that. But on and off, and I've learned. But one thing I want to share with the law of assumption and the tarot is this. This is the main thing. I want to get right to the point now. I got into the law of assumption because I was already into the law of attraction since like 2011 through Abraham Hicks. And that kind of led me to listening to teachings on the law of assumption, which I felt like I more resonated with for a lot of reasons. Mainly because, you get to choose your reality. You get to pick what you want to happen, and you don't have to try to like attract it and do all of these things that you feel like you need to be like high vibe all the time in order to like attract like somebody or a situation or a job or whatever you're trying to attract. And you're the god of your reality. And really over time, I mean, I believe this even when I was like a Christian many, many years ago, is that we are all God, and we are all the consciousness of God. And basically that's also what Neville Goddard teaches, who is a law of assumption. He was the main granddaddy, as people call him, the pioneer of who really brought out the law of assumption and really, really made it really popular through the early 1900s. And he passed away like in 1976, I think. So anyways, a lot of us that teach or are teaching or coaches of the law of assumption, we will refer to Neville Goddard. But I don't really see a whole lot of people talking about law of assumption and tarot. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll mention it. I mean, I know there's another girl, a woman, awesome woman. She is Italian. You might know her. Her name is Naya. And Naya, if you're watching this, hey, I love you. I've been watching her for probably a few years or so. Anyways, she teaches the law of assumption, and go check her out, you guys. She's awesome. She has been the only other person I can think of offhand that's talked about law of assumption and tarot, because she grew up reading tarot and doing tarot readings, and she's really great at it because I've listened to her a bunch over the last few years and listened to her do tarot readings and like pick a card readings and stuff. Like, you get to choose between like a pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, however many piles she puts out. And other people who do this too, that way it's called pick a pile or pick a card reading. And you go based off of whatever, people go aesthetically off of whatever they're drawn to. Me, I'm an energy reader and an energy healer, so I just always seem to pick like the right card. For me, the right pick a card reading out of whatever it is, it's 1, 2, 3, or 4 that you pick, and I say I pick the pile 3, and it's like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what's going on with me, and so about 98 to 99% of the time, it seems like I always pick the card that really confirms what I feel like was telling me. Oh my gosh, like that's exactly what's going on. I'm getting confirmation, and I always looked at tarot as a way of getting confirmation of like what I want to happen in my reality, and that I am creating it. And in a sense, yeah, but at the same time, sometimes I would get so caught up in listening to certain tarot readers, not Naya, but just other ones, other readers that would like, I don't know, I would just get like really listening to some of the negative stuff they would say, and then I would believe it, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, he's not getting back to me because I'm like, mad, I'm still angry at him for something, or whatever, and this or that. Even if it wasn't really fully true, or maybe it was partially true, or maybe it was true, I don't know, but like I would just get stuck in it, and I would just then I'd have to listen to another reading. And so I just want to like tell you that what I was saying in my short version of this video, I think I just titled it Into Tarot and Law of Assumption. That's like one of the video shorts I did yesterday morning. And I wanted to say that whatever you are creating for your reality is really already been created. Everything that's ever been made or created could ever be created. God, or you can call it the universe, whatever you want to call it, or source energy, has already created it. Every timeline that could possibly exist for you, every version of you, because yes, there's many versions of us, and there's many timelines that those versions of us are on, and whatever we start to get in alignment with and tune in with, that's the timeline we will end up on. And every choice and decision that we make within our minds and our hearts, that becomes what we will attract. That is going to be the timeline that we jump on. That is going to be the type of person we become to, whatever. I always like to share what Dr. Joe Dispenza, his quote is, create a new personality, you create a new reality. And that's so true. Like I've changed different things, aspects about my own personality over the years. And when I do, I can tell I start to like attract different types of people that are in alignment with what I feel at that time, what I feel is true to be my truth, or whatever I believe at that time. Then they also seem to have that same belief system. And that's not by coincidence, you guys. I don't know if you've ever noticed things like that, or if you're even thinking about someone and all of a sudden they call you and you're like, dude, I was just thinking about you and now you're calling me. So it's not a coincidence. Those aren't those aren't coincidences. We are creating those things by every choice and decision that we make, and our thoughts become things, and whatever you are thinking about, you're going to bring about. You're going to have that as your reality, and whatever your core beliefs are, that's usually what you're going to attract also, into your life, into your timeline that you are on. And so I just wanted to share this with you. Like, when you're getting a tarot reading, and whatever you're believing and creating for your reality at this moment, like if it's for a new job, or for something that a situation that you're dealing with, whatever it may be, or if it's about a SP, a specific person, like that you say broke up with, or somebody that you want to be with, and you're believing a specific story. You have a story already made up in your mind about how things are going to go down with that person, and you may not even realize you have this story, this like specific story about this person that you want to be with, but maybe you are aware of it too. So either or, look at it, you can look at it from either perspective. Okay, so whatever it is, whatever your story is that you keep playing over and over in your mind, that you're dwelling on about the situation or the person, the specific person that you're trying to get back with or attract into your life to be your, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever you want. That's what's going to reflect back to you in your tarot readings, because you have to remember, everything outside of you is pushed out. You know that, right? If you know the law of assumption, then you know everything that you see outside of yourself is simply a mirror reflection of what is on the inside of you already. What you're thinking, what your thoughts are, what your feelings are, what your stories are, what your core beliefs are, all of those things. So just remember that tarot cards are simply also just another extension of you. Everything is an extension of you. This phone I'm holding in my hand right now is an extension of me. Tarot cards, oracle cards, they're extensions of you. Everything is you pushed out, including the tarot and the oracle cards. So when you're getting a reading or doing your own readings, like I like to do, I do them personally, for like an energetic checkup, I call it. Like, sometimes we're not fully aware of what our subconscious mind is thinking. We're, things are kind of buried there, and maybe it's not something you're really thinking about, but you might be kind of aware of it though. I mean, usually you are, but not always, I'm just saying. So if that's the case, that's okay. But like, sometimes it'll come out in the reading and you're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like, I do believe that, like that, oh my gosh, that's true. And I'm glad that that kind of came up in my reading. And, I'm like getting this and seeing this now, because now I can work on it. And like, if this is how I'm seeing this person, my SP, if this is how I'm seeing my SP, then, I don't want to see them this way. I need to change my story. I need to change how I see them. I need to change how I view them, and how I see how they treat me and stuff. If I think that they're treating me this crappy way, that's coming out, that they don't want me in this tarot reading, well, then I need to change my story, because there is some part of me that believes that. Most likely. Probably, yeah. Yes, there's a part of you that believes that. And I know this from personal experience. And I hated to admit it to myself. But yeah, it's like, okay, it's better to know the truth than not. And I am a truth seeker, and I always have been. So it's like really important for me to know the truth about myself. And, so I just like, okay, I'm going to change that story, about him and me and how he sees me and how I see him. Mostly, you really need to work on how you see yourself. You need to work on that, because however you see yourself, that's how they're going to see you, or anybody's going to see you. That's how they're going to see you, is how you see yourself. That's why in Law of Assumption, we always encourage you to really just work on like how you see yourself, and try to see yourself in the best light, and see yourself as being, just this amazing person that you are, and focus on all your best qualities and talk about them to yourself, or just say your affirmations. I'm amazing. I'm loving. I'm caring. I'm so lovable. I'm so easy to love. Like, whatever your affirmations are. People love my energy. People just love to be around me. They just, want to be my friend. Never, just whatever you want to say, but whatever you feel is true to be about yourself. And if you feel like you can't think of something positive about yourself, if you're struggling that much, then ask some loved ones that you trust. Like, hey, what do you love about me? Why do you like love me? And can you tell me some things that you like about me? I've known people have had to do that. But I'm sure there's a few things you can think of that you like about yourself if you really think hard enough. I hope. Anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, I think you're freaking awesome. I think you're the shit. I think you can get whatever you freaking want. I think you are the best of the best. I think you're the cream of the crop. I think you're the cat's meow, okay? Meow. Because you are God. You're God in an avatar body. And hey, you're me pushed out. So yeah, I'm gonna think those things of you. But yeah, like I'm just trying to play around here, but I'm being serious at the same time, I guess, because I'm trying to talk that way about myself, and it's kind of new for me too, but I'm getting used to it. And so just remember, everything is you pushed out, even tarot readings. And if you don't like what you're getting in a tarot reading, change your story, change how you see yourself, think about how you see yourself. And then if you're not liking the thoughts that you are thinking of yourself, then change them. Because like Dr. Joe Dispenza says, create a new personality, create a new reality. So I just want to leave you with that. This is getting really long, and I hope that this encourages someone. And if you know somebody who is really into the law of assumption and believes in it strongly, but also really loves tarot and tarot readings or oracle readings, maybe you can share this video with them. Maybe it'll help them and bless them, hopefully in some way. And if you do me a solid, please hit the like on my video, and so we can get this going in the algorithm, because I've revamped my YouTube a few times, and so I need a little help there in that area. Yeah, so if you'd hit the like, I'd appreciate it, and subscribe. So yeah, I would appreciate that. So you guys have a great day, evening, morning, wherever you're at, and yeah, peace. Bye.